Oh, hello! If you've been here before, you know that this is not my usual filming location. There's work being done in my apartment, so I'm at someone else's place. But anyway, we're doing something on this channel that we have not done in a very long ass time. And that is a film to book review. Oh, wait. No, this isn't the book. This is actually my book. Well, it's a journal. It's a moon journal now available on Amazon, and it's specifically for people who hate journaling. So if you're into astrology but not really journaling, then add this to your Amazon shopping list. Or if you know somebody that's into astrology and doesn't like journaling, this could be a good gift for them. But anyway, self-promotion aside, today's book to film review is based on Nigthbitch by Rachel Yoder. Yoder, I don't know how you pronounce her last name. This is a piece of literature that's at least supposed to be a satire, and it's recently been adapted into a straight-to-streaming film starring Amy Adams as the titular character of Nightbitch. That's not technically her name. Nobody knows her name. It's never stated in the book or the movie what Nightbitch's real name is, so only Rachel Yoder or Rachel Yoder knows her real name, so ask her. But to readers and viewers, she's only known as Nightbitch. Now, if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, the story of Nightbitch revolves around themes regarding the reality of being a woman in a patriarchal society, breaking toxic generational cycles, and embracing our primal animalistic instincts, because humans are animals too, you know. And if your interest has been piqued by what I just said, and you're thinking about indulging in Nightbitch and all its lore, then keep watching, because I'm about to break down everything that I think one must know before reading or watching Nightbitch. I think it's good to have a bit of a preview of what to expect before indulging in a book, because there's only so much that a short synopsis can let you in on. Kind of like a book trailer, as my friend Shannon likes to call them. Who, by the way, if you're in the market for a life coach, then she's your girl. And her info's linked in the description. And because I'm such an advocate for reading the book first before watching the movie, read the book first if you can help it. That is, if the book is based on a movie. In general, reading the book before the movie gives the audience member watching the movie a deeper understanding of the film's subtext, as well as the background stories of the characters when they're not depicted in the movie. Anyway, I've yapped far too long about things you don't even care about. So let's get into Nightbitch, shall we? So this is actually a pretty recently published book. It was released in 2021. Now, I wasn't drawn to this book for its themes of motherhood, because I'm not a mom myself. But what did captivate me was the feminine rage that I have as a woman who was raised in a patriarchal society. The emotional catalyst that brings this story to life. If you're new here, I rant about the patriarchy a lot on my channel, so if you hate that, this channel is not for you. Every woman, mom or not, has been programmed since she was old enough to make memories to be a domestic creature and subservient to men. If you want to hear an extended yapping session on that, then go watch my last video. Nightbitch, the character, Nightbitch, is a married woman from Iowa who quit her job as an artist to be a stay-at-home mom to her 2-year-old son. A decision that she made shortly after her son was born, because she found it too hard to be a working mom, having to take her son to the horrible daycare center every day, without much initiative help from her husband, not surprisingly, who, by the way, didn't quarrel too much about her decision to quit her job and stay at home with their son, because he makes more money at his job than she did when she was an artist. So they both agreed that it just made sense for her to be the stay-at-home parent. So they go about their little family life in the traditional way, where the husband/father is the main breadwinner, and the wife being the one who tends to the home. Being a stay-at-home mom makes Nightbitch miserable, but she doesn't tell her husband and just keeps it all inside. So she grows resentful of him over time for having to ask him outright to pick up the slack around the house, not doing simple things like getting milk from the grocery store, and expecting her to do these things because she does the shopping. Like, he doesn't say that, but that's the mindset. And he gets to travel for work and catch a break from reality, and he tells her to stay positive and happiness is a choice. And yes, he did say that in the book, which is why I'm doing this. And all that toxic positivity bullshit. So Nightbitch's Nightbitch, the character, has this immense anger that's been boiling beneath the surface. Births her the superpower of shapeshifting into a dog when her fight or flight response is triggered. Now, when we jump to the movie, which can I just say, Amy Adams has one of those faces that is so easily imagined when you're reading a book, just like Anne Hathaway. She has one of these faces too. Many of the movies they've been in actually have been based on books. Do you know what I'm talking about? What other actors do you think have easily imaginable faces when you're reading a book? Tell me in the comments. So the film adaptation wasn't like vastly different, but I do think they did make some changes that try to portray Nightbitch in a more sympathetic light. Because when you're reading Nightbitch, it can be really hard to feel sorry for her. I mean, I could go on and on explaining the differences between the book and the movie, but that would just take too long. And you'd probably get bored out of your mind if you hadn't read the book or seen the movie. So I'm just going to ponder the best and worst parts of both the book and the movie. And hopefully that might be enough to make you decide whether or not you want to read it for yourself. And if not, I'm sorry, I can only do the best I can. One of the things that I think Nightbitch, the book, was on target with is the loneliness and isolation that comes from being a stay-at-home mom. I mean, I'm not a stay-at-home mom myself, but I've heard from many women who have been stay-at-home moms or are currently stay-at-home moms describe the experience in detail as an existential state of burnout, depression, entrapment, feeling unappreciated, and self-neglect. Personally, I don't think I've ever known anyone who loved being a stay-at-home mom. And if you are and you love it, then great, I'm happy for you. But just from what I've witnessed on the outside looking in, most stay-at-home moms seem miserable and dream of escaping the dungeon of domesticity. I think Rachel Yoder, or Rachel Yoder, did a fantastic job of capturing the raw emotions associated with feeling locked up, stuck at home with a kid who screams and assaults its mother with toys and bodily fluids, with little to no help from the father, experiences on a visceral and ungodly honest level. I think if you are a stay-at-home mom and you're watching this, and you're looking for something to read once you do get a moment to yourself, you should definitely read this. Read, not watch, Nightbitch. Because I think it would be really cathartic and maybe even healing for you to read Nightbitch. On the other hand, though, the movie brought a sort of spin to the story that wasn't a part of the book. Nightbitch, the character, and her husband actually separate to get some space from each other. So of course that leads them to splitting 50-50 custody of their toddler, which allows the husband to get a taste of his own medicine. Because when it's his turn to have the kid, he now has to do everything himself, like Nightbitch had been doing when all three of them were living under the same roof. Now, my personal opinion, and of course everybody's situation is different, so I'm not saying you should do this if this isn't an option for you, but I think going away and getting space from a significant other is healthy and should be normalized when shit hits the fan, but you still see hope for the relationship to work. Just to say, hey, how things are going right now is not working for the both of us, and I really want this to work for the both of us. So I think we need to give each other some space and to breathe and get back in touch with ourselves so that we can get the relationship back to where it was before everything went to hell. I think this change made by the screenwriters really showed how two mature adults can handle rough patches in a relationship and recognize that you need to do what's in the best interest of each other, even when it doesn't feel great. I literally just spit. But I'm not going to tell you whether or not they get back together, because you need to read the book first and see the movie if you haven't already. That is, if you're curious about whether or not they got back together. Now, as far as the things I didn't like about the book, when you read the reviews on the back of the book and online, it will include keywords like satire, dark humor. I didn't see any dark humor in this. This seems more like a psychological horror to me. I think really the only funny part about it are the other local moms that she mentions, who are part of this clique that sells herbs. Kind of like those suburban moms who sell essential oils. In Nightbitch, they sell herbs. And if you're a cat lover like me, be prepared to be triggered by Nightbitch, because Nightbitch and her husband have a cat that they joke about getting killed while being outside. This really needy cat that annoys them 24/7 for food. Their distaste for the cat really made me hate Nightbitch and her husband as people. And that cat deserved better, even if she was annoying. I'm not too sensitive, I just abhor animal cruelty. And many people don't deserve to have a pet. And for the movie Nightbitch, the same thing goes with the cat stuff. Their distaste for the cat as a pet. In addition to how they tried to downplay Nightbitch's blossoming friendships with the herb-selling mom ladies, they're not selling herbs in this movie, they're just suburban moms. It was really just annoying to me how the movie tried to zero in on her relationship with her husband and how she could possibly reconnect with him as the main storyline. I hate when movies do this. When the film's protagonist is a woman and it prioritizes the rekindling of her opposite sex partner over the budding bestieship that she has with a fellow woman or fellow women who is the source of her comfort and connection. It's a real reflection of how our society tells us to put our partner before our other relationships. That's the toxic way to live, and I don't condone it. Well, how does that Spice Girl song go? If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. Yeah. That's how I live my life, and you should too. So yeah, that's Nightbitch. Read it and watch it if you trust my opinion. And if you don't, then it's your life. You do what you want with it. Let me know what book you're currently reading and if you would recommend it to me and everybody else watching. But that is about it for today's video. Thank you for watching till the very, very end. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up for more book to film reviews in the future. And if you and I are vibing, why don't we vibe more in the future when you click that button on your screen that says
subscribe!
You'll want to subscribe, I think, because when my channel gets to 1K subscribers, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to give back to my local community by donating Nightbitch and all of my other used books that I have lying around. And I'm also going to reveal the faceless YouTube channel that you would have guessed, never would have guessed, that I'm the person behind. Anyway, I can't spill any more tea until you find wherever it says subscribe on your screen and give it a good tap, just like this. Bing! And turn your notifications on so that you can get notified every time I have a new video. That's all, folks. Bye!